Hey, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm interviewing a fairly new coaching student of mine. His name's Christian Knoll, and we break down his very first 20K project. I actually believe it was like 22K, something like that, and that's his biggest project to date. Now, before we started coaching together and before he joined the program, his goal was literally to make $1,500 on the side in addition to his full-time 9-to-5, which he still has. But just a few months into the program, he was able to book this 22K-ish deal and absolutely shatter the limiting beliefs that he had about what he could earn doing something he loved in his video business. So now his goal is to go full-time here soon and ditch his 9-to-5. So I think this video is just gonna relate with a lot of you, especially if you currently have a 9-to-5 and you're trying to switch over to being a full-time videographer and running your video business full-time. It's a pretty short one. It's short and sweet. We talked about a lot of really good stuff. So I think you're gonna enjoy it. Enjoy the video.
I actually just closed a deal, which is pretty good. Got everything signed, so I was dealing with a bit of like contract stuff back and forth, and then just like getting the project kickoff meeting booked. So,
Dude, let's go. Which deal was that? Tell me more about that
this was
deal.
the $20,000 deal.
Yo, let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
Congrats. Am I
Thank
the
you.
first to know about this?
I've spoken. Yeah. So I spoke. Miguel knows that it's like been kind of going in the background for a bit, but yeah, you're the first one to know. Contract's officially signed.
Yes, sir.
Trying to
Dude,
get
let's
the
get it.
payment in today. Yeah, I'm fired up about it. So
Dude, so good.
yeah.
Pumped. And how long have you been in the program now?
So I joined kind of like beginning of December. So like right about before the holidays kind of kicked in. So
Cool.
kind of
Cool.
think of it as like January was when I kind of like jumped in fully. So
Cool, dude. Pretty much, yeah, Q1, 20K project, and you got some other ones in the bag too, right?
no, there's a couple that fell through unfortunately.
Mm,
But yeah, this is kind of my first one really, and it's a big one, which is nice. But um,
cool.
yeah, yeah,
Cool. Well, dude, I mean, I really just want to kind of just spend the next, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes just kind of hanging out and hearing about your successes in the program so far and just kind of, I don't know, hang out with you and hear about where you're at and where you're going and just kind of see where it goes. So yeah, while we're on that win, tell me more about that, dude. Like how'd you land that and like where were you at like before the program?
yeah,
What do you think you would have charged for this? And like what enabled you to be able to land that 20K or like
yeah,
tell me more about this project you just landed.
yeah. So yeah, I would say before the program, I probably would have charged. I don't know. It's 7 videos, but they're like talking head. It's not super complicated. So I probably at most probably would have charged like 7 grand for it. Um, yeah. So I was pretty pumped on it. It's funny. I was like talking with my wife about it before, and he kind of gave a rough budget range, and I was like, oh, should I like the day before like our meeting? I was like, oh, should I like go for 15K or should I just like push it to 20? And I was like, I'm feeling like 15K. And she was like, I think you could do 20. And I was like, all right, okay, I'll do it. And so I did. And that was like a huge kind of mental barrier breakthrough for me in that moment where I was like, I was nervous for 15. So to go to like 20, it was kind of just like, whatever at that point, I might as well give it a shot, make it worth it. Cause it's been a while and I've just been like I still have a full-time job. So like, it's been a little like slower for me, I think, which I'm okay with. Like, um, I understand that like that is under my control a little bit. So now that I've kind of like got this confidence, I think I can get the ball moving a bit quicker. So yeah,
Oh yeah, dude. Now that you have this deal in the bag, it's
yeah,
game over. Like
yeah,
that first one is the hardest one. Like you've seen other people do it in the community and you hear me
yeah,
talk about it all the time, but until you do it yourself,
yeah,
you're only about 80% there. Now that you've done it yourself, you fully know that I've done this once, I can do it again. And
mm,
it gets less scarier or less
yeah,
scary and just easier the more you do. So
totally, yeah,
yeah, I'm
yeah,
pumped
I
for you, man,
definitely,
moving forward.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like the program's been so good so far. Like, even though this is my first like locked in deal, I've had quite a few like meetings and good conversations, and like planted a lot of good seeds. So I think I'm like pretty optimistic. Some of the seeds that I planted January, February will start to kind of bloom in the next like month or two. And then I've just kind of been trying to stay consistent with the outreach a little more recently. But
Cool. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
sure they will, dude. 100%.
yeah,
It's just a matter of time.
mhm,
Um, as long as you stay consistent and you continue to follow up with them and everything, then yeah,
yeah,
it's not a matter of if, it's when.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I
Feel
mean, 20 G's a month is probably going to be the new baseline,
totally.
honestly.
Yeah,
Like, seriously. What were kind of your goals like coming into the program? I'm just kind of curious.
dude, it's so funny. Like, when I'll tell you a little bit like backstory, I guess.
Yeah, let's hear it,
So
man.
I live in Denver now. I was living in Vancouver for like many years and kind of offered to take my job remote, and that all worked out. So ended up moving to Denver. And then I had like client work on the side, but everything I had before this had been word of mouth. So I didn't really know anything about like sales or outreach or like I've done a bit of cold emailing, but like it was very like the wrong method, just straight to the sale, you know. So I just like didn't feel confident in that respect. And my client that I had was in Arizona. So like I moved to Denver and like had zero like leads, I guess you should say, of like anyone to reach out to or any businesses. So I kind of just like rode this wave of client work, which was good for like almost a year. And then me and my wife bought a house and we got married in September. And it was like right after the wedding, that work just kind of dried up. And then that's when I was like, shit, something needs to change because like I don't know, this is gonna drive me nuts. I feel like doing what I'm doing still. So I was at a point where like I'm either gonna like kind of quit my job and find another job, maybe in just like a general marketing job, something local, or you know, maybe I can figure this out and like double down. And like it honestly just so happened I saw your Instagram stuff, and then we like briefly spoke in the DMs, and then I spoke with how do you pronounce his name? Milad.
Milad.
Milad. Yeah, and he just kind of like we had a really good conversation, and he just touched on like everything that I was kind of lacking. I feel like, and um, I kind of like took a leap of faith and I was like, all right, like let's do this, let's jump into it. And so since then, it's just been like super optimistic, super fired up, and yeah, I just feel like the opportunities of like being able to just reach out to people and like the sales skills have been like phenomenal to learn. You know, that's been super helpful. Um,
Dude, awesome to hear, man. Thanks
yeah,
for breaking down your story a bit
for
too.
sure.
That's super cool. So
Yeah.
what's the goal moving forward, man?
So anyway, yeah, sorry, I totally missed your
No,
question.
no,
So,
no, no.
so
That was
when
really
when
cool to hear.
yeah, on our initial call, he was like, "What's your goal?" And I honestly just wanted like that side work back. And I was like, honestly, like 1,500 extra dollars a month would be great. And he was like, "Why are you thinking so small?" And I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" And then we spoke on like bigger terms. And I would love to get to like 10K a month as like you know a normal trend for me. My like annual goal is 120,000, which I still think it's possible. Like I've broken it down kind of quarterly back in January. Um, and so I still think that's like a doable goal for me. It's a big one, but that's kind of like, yeah, my annual revenue goal at this point.
Well, I mean, you're 15% of the way, actually a little more, probably
Yeah.
16% of the way there with one deal. So
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
have no doubt that you're going to do that, man. And you already have a bunch of other clients just chilling in the pipeline. And you now have a system that you know that if you just do these things, it'll basically print you money.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
if I do this, I'm guaranteed pretty much like from here on out, 10 to 20K a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, super pumped for you, man. So it was like never really your goal to go full time in this necessarily, but is that your goal now?
It's my goal now. It wasn't my goal mostly because I didn't feel like it was like possible,
Possible.
at
Yeah.
least at that time. Like if I did think it was possible, I thought it was maybe like a couple years away, or like at least 2 years, you know, something like that. But now seeing like a path forward, it's like okay, I think within the year, like this is very doable, which would be a big goal. So yeah,
100%. Dude, yeah, you're there.
mhm,
So cool.
yeah.
Sweet, dude. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like what do you want to share anything in terms of like I know you said a lot of the sales stuff, a lot of the marketing things have been like helpful, but like do you want to break down anything else that was like really helpful for you or maybe break that down a little bit more? Um,
Yeah, I would
probably
say
share this interview at some point. So
cool.
if
Yeah.
anyone's watching, you know, if I was watching this, I'd be like, cool, like I want to do that too. Like how he barely said anything
Mhm.
on how to do it, you know? So it's like, I'm just kind of curious to hear like what specifically helped you go from, would you say you would have charged 7K for this project to like
Yeah.
20K?
Yeah.
So what were some of the things that like enabled you to do that?
I think just like the mindset stuff you teach in the course of like, you know, knowing the value-based pricing and kind of like having that sense of self-worth or the sense of value that you bring to the table for like a company. So in this example, the guy who I'm speaking with, he kind of spelled it out a little bit himself. Like he was like, yeah, like our contracts start around like 50,000 per project. So like if you can solve these problems, like it's so worth it for me. So hearing like no, like obviously in the course you kind of spell that out, but then hearing that on a sales call was just like, oh wow, that makes 100% sense. Like that's the game changer for me. So I think, yeah, finding like the pain points for the businesses, how much is it worth to like solve that issue, having the confidence to solve that issue and to explain that to the person, and then just like executing from that point, I think.
Right. And then speaking with people who actually have money and $50,000 problems to solve. How did you
Exactly.
initially get in contact with this one again?
Dude, this was random. I feel like I was just through like LinkedIn, I was going through a lot of like design and marketing stuff, because like design was kind of the client types that I've worked with in the past, and I like doing that kind of sort of genre, so to speak. And I guess this guy, he's nothing to do with design, somehow slipped through the cracks, and I reached out, and he immediately like messaged me back and was like, hey, like I might be interested in video, like can we jump on a call tomorrow? um I think it was, no, maybe it's in like a week or something. So anyway, I was actually going out of town for my current job, so I was gone for like 2.5 weeks. So I was just like, hey, I gotta like figure out how to do this. And so next week was able to like squeeze in a call with him. And then he told me all about his business and what they do. It's like pretty corporate stuff, like technical writing. Um, I'm still not entirely sure like what it is, but it's something to do with like writing manuals and things for like big corporations like GE and massive manufacturing stuff. But yeah, so while I was away, we had like our first call, and then I had to make a project proposal too, and was able to get that done kind of while I was on the road too. Presented that to him, and he was keen on that. And then when I got back to Denver, kind of did the whole thing again to his entire team. Um, then at that point, everyone was sold, and yeah, we started to move.
Nope, dude. So literally just following the LinkedIn process,
Yeah,
essentially.
the process. Yeah, basically. And yeah, like while I was away, like for those 2.5 weeks working, I was like not doing much LinkedIn outreach, unfortunately. So yeah, when I got back, I was like, hey, like this is kind of what I need to be doing. And I feel like Zach's been super like good and like blunt about the importance of that. So I started hammering that again. And even just like the past week and a half, 2 weeks, I feel like I've had so many like email conversations and just like DMs. It's, yeah, it just works.
And this is all pretty much coming from LinkedIn. This is, you're just kind of focusing on LinkedIn for now.
Yeah, I'm just focusing on LinkedIn now. I want to do a little bit of Instagram stuff too. But at this point, yeah, just kind of LinkedIn seems to be working for me. I've
Yeah,
had,
I don't know, dude. I would just focus on what's working right
yeah,
now if I were
exactly.
you.
Kind of
There's
how I
no
feel.
reason to.
Yeah, totally. And like, I've had like even like just a lot of conversations with people, and at the very like minimum, they've been like very grateful that I reached out, kind of explained to them what I do and what I can provide. So it's
Cool.
good. Yeah,
Dude, so rad. Yeah, keep it up. And this is looking a little, into the future, but get a couple more deals and then we'll get you an employee to just handle all this lead gen for you.
yeah,
So the whole everything on LinkedIn is just totally automated.
mm,
You're
yeah,
like right around the corner. I'd say like book book like one or two more, put like 20, 30K more in the bank, and then we'll do that.
yeah. That
Because
sounds
not
cool.
even not even for like the money to like hire the person, because you already probably have that. It's really not that expensive. It's more like proof of concept for your process,
Yeah.
because you're going to need that to be able to train them,
Mhm.
to tell them exactly what to do and little nuances and what to say and stuff. So
Yeah.
get like two or three more deals, get like 20, 30 more in the bank, and then we'll get you
Yeah,
a an employee to just buy your time back.
for sure. Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, because
Cool.
that's like probably the biggest time crunch at this point. Finding time to do that while working can be the most challenging part at this point for me. So
Yeah, for sure. That's like name of the game. It's like get some proof of concept, get some, fix your lead gen problem, get some deals in the bag, and then figure out how to automate it.
mhm,
That's kind of the next step for you. So
nice.
in the meantime, just continue to do what's working though. Don't get shiny object syndrome.
Yeah,
Just stick to the basics,
yeah,
stick to what's working.
yeah.
Um, cool, man. How does it feel to like go from when we initially, or not we, but when you initially spoke with us, when you spoke with Milad,
Mhm,
um, where you're like, I just want to make 1,500 bucks on the side,
yeah,
to like landing a one project for 20K that's probably going to be like a couple days worth of work.
yeah.
Like, how does that feel, dude?
Dude, it's crazy. Like it's like literally like breaking through like a barrier that I thought existed. Um, yeah, like I was doing my taxes recently, and in this one deal, it's bigger than what I did entirely of last year on the side, which is
So good.
crazy. Like, yeah. So that's been like huge for me. I think just, yeah. I don't know, yeah, just like breaking to like a whole new concept of like what is possible out there. And then if that's possible, then like what's next, you know?
Hey, so I hope you enjoyed that interview with Christian. I'm sure it's gonna be the first of many deals that he gets. It's really just the beginning for him, and I can't wait to do a follow-up interview here in probably just a few months when he does go full-time in his video business. Now, if you are someone who is like Christian, maybe you have a 9-to-5, or maybe you've just been stuck in your video business for some time, kind of under like 8, 10K a month, and you know you can land these 15, 20, 30K deals and consistently make a mid 6-figure income running your video business, doing something you love and not doing some crappy 9-to-5, then click the link right below this video to apply for the Creators University, my signature coaching program. This is application only. You do have to meet a certain criteria to be able to have us help you. We're not going to extend an offer. I'm not going to try and sell you anything that I'm not 100% positive that I know is going to help you. So first things first, click that link, apply, and then book a call with my team. We'll have a quick chat with you about your video business and kind of your current situation and where you're looking to go. If it makes sense to extend the offer to the program, we will. If it doesn't, we won't, and we'll send you on your way with some free resources, so the call will still be super valuable. If you're intrigued but you're not quite ready to book a call yet, I'll also link a free training down below that will just walk through our program a little bit more, and you'll just know a little bit more what to expect before you go into that call. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys around. Catch you later. Peace.